Hello and salut, everybody. Question of the day is why our children don't want anything to do with Africa? Why is it our new generation? Why are they not interested in Africa? Welcome back to the channel, Chatting with Nicole. We are just chatting here. If you haven't subscribed, please do me a favor, do that right now. Share this video, like, and also check out the rest of the videos. Thank you very much for your support. So I thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me. I am so grateful, to be here with you. I don't know how you are feeling today. I don't know where you are today. I don't know what you are doing today. But I want to tell you that I am blessed. I am blessed to be here with you. I am blessed to have you listening to me. I am blessed to have you as my supporters. I am blessed to have you as my visitor. I am blessed to have you, and I am blessed for all of us. So today is exciting, and the topic today, it is a topic that I have been meaning to talk to us about because it is very, very much important. I see a lot of, young people, they are excited to be Africans. They are excited about their country. They want to go back home. I have families, friends who have their kids. Every year they want to go back home to Africa. And every year they want to stay longer. And it gets me excited when I hear that, when I see the interest that these kids have. And I see a lot of older people too, young, older men and, young women, they also want to go back home. And it gets me excited. But my concern today, I want to talk about those children who do not want anything to do with Africa. They're not interested in Africa. They are born here, they are born abroad, or they grow up, abroad, and they just don't like anything about Africa. They don't even know much about Africa. So that concerns me. It concerns me because our children are our future. We know that. And we know that 50% of African population is young people. Africa is young. So we need our young people. We need them, especially those who are going to school here, those who are growing up here, those who are learning the things that we need in Africa. So it's important that we have our children interested in, where they come from. I want them to be interested in Africa, invest in Africa, and have plans that includes Africa. All right, so I am saying this because I hear stories. I have nieces and nephews, and I have other people who call me auntie. Other people, kids call me auntie. So I'll give you some examples. So let me start my examples by telling you that today is Ghana Fest. The Ghana Council of Georgia, they have a yearly festival. And this is a festival, it's a free festival at the park, and then they will showcase the culture, the different cultures in Ghana, the different foods that we have, the traditions, and they have it all showcased, at the park, and they do it yearly. So that's where I am today. And I chose this background because it looks like at home. My backyard at home looks similar, and plus it's quiet. For now, it's quiet, nobody's here. So that's why I chose this place. And that's why I am outside right now, sweating like crazy. But I'm doing this today. The plan was to do it later, but I'm doing it specifically today because of the communications that I have with the young kids at this Ghana Fest. I've spoken to them, I talked to them just to understand where they are, how excited they are about Africa, what they know about Africa. I decided that this is the best time for me to do it right and here, right now, based on what I heard. So I am talking to, new generation, and some of them, they are excited. They know the name of the foods, they know where they come from, they know the culture. But then a lot of them, when I'm talking to them, because I want to know, because of this topic, I wanted to talk to more people to know about this, but they're like, no, I don't want to go to Africa. I haven't been to Africa. My mom doesn't want to go to Africa. My dad said we don't have to go. I'm hearing all of this with this new generation. I'm like, okay, I need to do this video. This is the best time. This is the time for me to do this video. I meet people and they're like, where are you from? Other race, where are you from? And they're like, oh, I have a friend from Ghana, from Togo, from, Nigeria, from Africa. And while you are talking to them, in your conversation, that they do know They know Africa. They know that Africa is not a country, it's a continent. They know different countries and they talk about different foods. When I see that, I get excited because it makes me feel like their African friends know where they come from. They're educating them. You know what I mean? But then, unfortunately, I meet other people. They're like, oh, I have, 5, 6 friends. We grow up we went to school together. But then while you're talking to them, you realize that they still have no clue what Africa is. They still have no clue. They still think that Africa is a country. They don't know. So when I see that, I try to educate them, correct them. But at the same time, it makes me realize, you just told me that you have all these friends Africans. But then that means that their friends African either did not talk about Africa with them because they're probably ashamed. I don't know what the reason is. Their African friends either did not talk to them about Africa, or they don't know either. They don't know enough to, talk to their friends, teach their friends about Africa. So that concerns me a little bit. And I hear, she's not a little girl, she's a young girl in her 20s. And I was talking to her about Africa and about planning to go to Africa, taking a vacation because she hasn't been. And she said, Auntie, I really don't want to go. I really don't want anything to do with it. I'm not interested in Africa. And that led me to more conversation. If you know me, it led me to more conversation. So I wanted to know, why is she feeling strongly against Africa like that? She said last year, her parents made her join a Zoom meeting, family Zoom meeting, and most of the people were in Africa, all over the place. They are a big family. And she said after that meeting, she lost interest in Africa. She said the way they were conducting, the way they were talking, the way they were handling things, she just doesn't want to be part of that. And it was a mind-blowing. When I was talking to her mother, she had no idea her daughter felt that way. So you see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, some of our children do not want anything to do with Africa, do not want to be part of it, are not interested in where they come from because of us parents. Because of us parents. And you guys know me. This is coming from the best place. And I understand where you're coming from, but this is coming from the bottom of my heart. I love us very much. So this is tough love for us African families. This is tough love. I want to tell you, your children, whether they were born here or you brought them here young, no matter what the reason is, they need to know where they come from. They need to be excited about where they come from, about their countries. And if they are not, I am blaming you. I am blaming you because I blame, my little niece, but I blame her mother. And I told her, I said, can you believe this is what you have done, the experience that you have shown daughter feel this way? So I am saying this to say that it's coming from us. Most of our children do not want anything to do with, where they come from, with us African, with Africa, because of what they see us do, what they see us say, how they see us speak, how they see us treat one another. Are you with me? What I'm saying is, if you're always talking about, you are always saying bad things about your fellow Africans, you're always criticizing Africa, you are always saying something negative about Africa, your children are listening to you. They don't want anything to do with that. You know what I mean? So if you're not loving each other, you're not helping each other, you're not supporting each other, you're not bringing up each other, you're not uplifting each other, and you're not bragging about Africa, our beloved, most richest continent. Yeah, it may not look like it, but in reality, it still is the most beloved continent of all times. The different people, our people are beautiful. We are beautiful. Sometimes when I'm looking at videos, and sometimes when I go home, I see, dark, handsome men and women and girls. I am proud. We are beautiful. We have the most beautiful continent, the most richest continent. I know, like I said, I know it doesn't look like it, but it is. So we need our generation to be interested. We need our generation to make it so. So I am challenging you and I want you to educate your children if you're not educating your children. I want you to introduce Africa where they come from. They need to know. They need to be excited. I know we can't force them, but the best thing we can do is never stop talking about it, is to sell it to them. Sell where they come from to them. Talk the way you behave, the way you talk, the way you interact with one another as Africans. You have to make it positive. You have to make it in a way that your daughters, your sons are interested. They are sold. They are excited about Africa, about where they come from. Because remember, like my grandmother said, no matter how old you are, no matter how far you are, don't ever forget where you come from. So we want our children to know where we come from. I have another story for you. So my son, David. So my son, when he came here, he wasn't born here. So when I brought him here, few years later, this boy did not want anything to do with Africa. You know, he didn't even want me to speak to him in our dialect in front of people. He was embarrassed to people to know that he was African. And you know me, every time I talk to him, I'm talking to him in my language, even if there are 10,000 people in front of us. I don't care. And he hated it. And at one point, I sent him back home. And he was vivid. He was very, 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 very mad and disappointed that I sent him back home. And he hated me for that for a very long time. Even though, the trip was not as bad, but the fact that I sent him back home, to Lomé, he was very, very disappointed. But I'm telling you today, this boy, we just came back from burying our grandmother. He just came back in June. Do you know that he's going back home again in November? Yes, he's going back home again because of the communication that I had with him, because of the things that I talk about, because of how I educate him, how I talk about Africa, how I interact, how I dress, things that I do, the way, the feeling, the food, the experiences, what things that I talk about, and the way he's sold. And I talk about how Christmas was. I haven't spent Christmas back home for a very long time, but I still remember how excited the traditions that we did in Christmas. So he's going to have Christmas in Togo this year, even though he just came back. So it's just an example that I'm giving you. So we have our young kids. They are still young. They are interested in going back to Africa. But as soon as they graduate high school, or as soon as they start college, then they lose interest. They're like, no, I don't want anything. I don't want that. I'm challenging you, my African families. I am challenging you. You need to keep it up with your children. You need to teach them. You need to keep them interested. You need to teach them you need to keep them excited about Africa, because they are our future. Our young generation, especially those abroad, are our future in Africa, the future of Africa. So we need them to take all the education, all the learning, all the good things that they learn here and take it back home and make it better for their generation to come and their children's generation to come. I thank you for sharing this video, because I know you are going to share it. Stay safe and blessed. Stay safe and blessed. I'm going to say that again. Keep a grateful heart, no matter where you are, no matter what you are doing, no matter what is going on in your life, no matter how you look like, no matter how difficult life is, no matter how confusing life is, no matter how, stressful it is, no matter how painful it is. I want to tell you, remember to keep a grateful heart. You know why I say to keep a grateful heart? Because you are breathing. I am breathing. We are still alive. No matter what is going on, we are breathing, we are alive. So keep a grateful heart every day, no matter what is going on. Stay safe and blessed, and I'll see you next time you see me.